So for this, I'm just going to use the shapes. First, I'll do a rectangle. Okay. And maybe we want to do this kind of peach color. And then I'm going to do another rectangle here. Okay. And I want to make sure that these two things are centered. You can drag them and it'll give you this little smart. So it'll tell you where the center is. Or, let's say you have this shape over here and you want to align this shape to the center of this shape. We can use our align tool. So what we'll first do is we'll select both shapes. Alright, once these are both selected, I'm not clicking on anything, I'm just moving my mouse around. I can go back and super select this. Okay, so I can click it again and see how it sort of super selects it. So let me show you that one more time. I'm going to select both of the shapes that I want to arrange. Okay, see, and I'm not clicking anything, these are clicked. Now I'm going to go back once these are in a clicked group and click on this again. And what that says is that, okay, this is now the master object. You should have a key down here. If you don't have all of these options, go up here and you could do show options to get all your options. Okay, so you should have this key, and what that means is align to the key object. So I've made this object the key. So now I can say, okay, align it to the left, or align it to the middle, or align it to the right of this key object. So that's a really, really helpful tool for you to use. And since I'm here, let's say you want to put this right in the middle of the actual document itself, right? This is your document, the artboard. You can go down here and say align to artboard, and then you can put it in the middle of the artboard on the vertical, and then the middle of the artboard on the horizontal. So that's how you know you're exactly in the middle of the document. Also, you know, it'll sort of smartly tell you where the center of the document is. So either way is fine for that. And then I'll align it to the top as well. Okay, so I'm going to make this a little bit taller. Drag this down just a bit. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab my direct selection arrow and I'm going to move this one in a bit. So there's a couple different ways that you could do this. You can use your arrow keys and just do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's totally a way of doing this. Or we can go up to View, Rulers, Show Rulers. Alright, this gives you rulers, and what you can do is you can drag down from here. These are not shapes, they're just guides. They're like, the document doesn't really do anything with them. Alright, so I'm going to drag over here, and I'll put one, at the end of a shape here. And then I'll just use my direct selection arrow to move this over a bit. And this is a really good way to measure the distance between things, so I'm using these guides to measure like this point here to this point here. And these guides, what I can do is now I can just select both of them and just drag them over to this side. Alright, so now I know I gotta grab this corner and snap it over there. Alright, so let's give everything in here, let's just make it a little bit round. I want to keep these 2 points at a sharp angle. So I'm going to just select individual points, hold down shift so I can just select these 2 points. And I'll just move this widget in a bit just to get a little bit of rounded effect. And I'll do that for this shape up here as well. So you should use the the direct selection white arrow to do this. Okay. Let's now do a little bit of a shadow here. Okay, so I'm going to do my shadow. I'm going to grab my direct selection arrow, grab these 2 points, okay? And you know what, before I grab these 2 points, what I'm going to do, there's 2 different ways that we could do what we're going to do right now, okay? We can mask it, or we can just do some more points. So I'm going to put a point here. Yeah, here. Then I'll grab one of these guides, put it right on the point, and then that'll give me a guide to show me where I could put my next point. So I want to put my next point there. Oops, that didn't work very well. Alright, let's put one here. Alright, so I deleted that anchor because it wasn't letting me put the point where I wanted it. so that's okay. So I'll grab this. I'm going to do the same thing that I did before. Command C, Command V, and notice how it's only going to paste up to that extra point. So that's why I wanted to add that extra point, because I just wanted this little small shape. So I'll complete this shape here, okay? And I'll change this maybe a darker orange color. And maybe I'll put a little bit of transparency on this one, which is going to be in here. So I'll make this slightly transparent, so it, over here, opacity, so it blends in a bit more. Okay. And then I want to put this shape, so I'm going to do my bring to the front. All right, so I have a little shadow there. We can make this shadow a bit more dramatic if we want, so I can maybe move this down a little bit, and maybe I'll make it a little bit more transparent. So got a cool little shadow there. Wow, this is so cute. All right, and then maybe what we want to do is we want to put it on a little table here. So I'm just going to grab my rectangle tool, put this in the back. Maybe we want to do a color that has like a really strong relationship here. So let's do, so this is kind of like an orange, so maybe something with like some blue in it would look good. Kind of like the way that looks. Before I start doing this though, I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to grab all of this because I'm almost done with it, and I'm going to make it a group. So object group, okay? And I'll move this back up here. Maybe we want to move this guy. And here, since it's a group, now we can move it around together. All right, put this here. Okay, and I want to change this color a little bit. It's a little too bright. Everything's really mild, so I'm just gonna like tone it down a little. Maybe put a little more pink in it. Just make it a bit softer. But I still have that like orange-blue relationship here. And I liked it when it was a bit more green, so I'll go back and add a bit more green back into it. Here. I'm going to go back a bit. Maybe I'll try working with some of the opacity a little bit just to turn it down a bit. Yeah, so about 83%, just to tone down that color a little bit. Okay, maybe we want to do like a little like shadow here. All right, so we kind of have this like this direction of the shadows here. So I'll grab my pen tool for this one, and I'm just gonna make like kind of a blob shape. It'll go this way. All right, and I'll just close it. So I'm just making like this blob shape. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. Okay, and I'll move this in front. I have this like cute little shadow. And then I don't know, maybe we want to do something in the background here. So maybe we'll do a color here. All right, I'm just gonna do simple shape. And actually, you know, I kind of like this color, but maybe we want to do like a little bit more of a gradient here, just to give it a little more character. So I'll go to gradient tool, and I'll turn this one on, okay? Just a sort of standard gradient. I want it to be linear. I want it to go at 90 degrees, so it goes from the top to the bottom. And I can get my swatches, so here's all my colors here. I just double clicked on this. All right, double click. Here's all my colors. And maybe let's start with that blue there. And maybe let's try kind of like that. But you can double click on here still. Go here and kind of adjust your colors a bit. So maybe you want to do something that's like a little bit yellow. Okay. And then I'll go to this one, And I'll select a color. For this one, I just double clicked on here. Maybe we'll go with like a little bit of a blue up there. Could try some other colors here. Maybe a different yellow. So just try some stuff, see what works. I kind of like this, but maybe I want to tone down the color a little bit. It's super bright. Maybe put a little more pink in it. Okay, and this is still like really, really bright, right? I want to desaturate it a little bit, so I'll just go to the transparency panel and kind of tone this down just a little bit so that my plant stands out a bit more. Okay, so that is our little icon exercise. Hope you enjoyed it. Excited to see what kind of weird little plant you're going to make. Bye.